the Pew!
Welcome to the Pew! Where where your co-host is your saboteur.
Never.
And where the cameras are rolling all the time, and you have to be on guard of what you say.
Yeah, we're manning our own cameras because we fired Igor.
So that we have to be constantly watching.
In any case, look at this picture. This is a picture of the former Swedish Mafia DJs. Axwell. Yeah, they're not in it anymore. Axwell and Ingrosso at Terminal 5 in New York City last week. And I feel that it sums up everything.
This picture infuriates Ernie.
It doesn't infuriate me, but it does.
It infuriates him. He was infuriated when he showed it to me yesterday.
It sums up everything that I dislike about superstar DJs, which is that people are all just staring at the stage, that they're not really dancing, that they're idol worshiping, and it does not seem fun to me.
And I agree with that 100%.
So don't do it. And
it doesn't look like a club. It looks like
a concert, and nobody's even playing instruments. It's like two guys playing CDs.
Yeah, I was going to say they're not even if they were on, because if they were on, well, some kind of doing something on it, even.
Well, they are doing something. They're pushing buttons.
No, I know, but even when you have CDs, you can. There are ways of actually, but when you have it already done, you're not doing it. It's sort of like lip syncing.
Except without the costumes.
Without the costumes.
Micro and Fringe. We were very amused by this horrible incident that happened last week.
In fact, I have a very hard time believing that the person who wrote that story was not laughing.
Oh, they were definitely laughing. I work in a newsroom. If I were writing this story, everyone in the newsroom would be cracking up about it, even though somebody died, and that's tragic. I mean,
even the editor must have been.
Everyone was laughing. I mean, these two drag queens who apparently seem to be tranny
kind
hookers.
Of homophobic, a little,
No, I don't think so. It's like these two tranny hookers. Some guy picks them up, takes them to a hotel, and may or may not have had sex with them. And then when he goes in the bathroom to, clean up, they steal his money and car keys, and they get in the car and they drive, and as they're trying to get away, they somehow accidentally drive into the National Security Agency, where security guards shoot one of them dead because they thought it was terrorists, tranny terrorists trying to break into one of the top spy agencies of the United States.
Well, that's how they brought down Limelight. They came dressed in drag. The DEA agent came dressed in drag. It's the only way they could get in.
Yes, well, these trannies were not DEA agents. They were hookers.
Well, so was the DEA agents, prostitutes for the government.
And this is how sexist the news writer was, that he actually mentioned what dress she was wearing. She was wearing a yellow dress.
Yeah, we don't know the color of the guys, but that's why
that's why you hate this story.
No,
he points out the yellow dress.
But that's why I love it, actually, because they focus on such strange details.
Right, that's our micro and fringe moment here. That the yellow dress, and I was thinking, yellow, you're a fucking tranny hooker. Wouldn't you wear a dark color to hide the stains?
Dark blue would be. Well, that's, I guess,
I mean, why would you wear like yellow?
Not yellow.
And you're a prostitute. I mean, it just doesn't go together.
Especially at nighttime, you wear dark blue or black.
Right. You would think that.
But where was it? Where was it? Kansas City. Someplace, right? It wasn't in New York.
It was in Washington D.C.
Oh, yeah.
Kansas.
They don't have any. They don't have any fashion sense.
Well, people who do have a fashion sense and who now look better as they get older,
yes,
are.
I actually think that we are witnessing an evolution in mankind, because they say that
you're not getting older, you're getting better.
Well,
and now it's true.
Or they say that 60 is the new 30 or whatever, but it really is, because I mean, like there are people, Kathy Griffin, Susanne, Bartsch, Madonna, who are like you would have never heard of or seen a 60-year-old pop star.
Yeah, I mean, like look at the picture. If you recall what Kathy Griffin looked like in the '90s, especially on the Seinfeld show when she appeared, she looked hideous. And even though she's way older now, she really looks better.
Yeah, so these people are actually going back in time. They look better now than they did 30 years ago.
When I see pictures of Susanne at her parties now, she looks amazing.
It's what's the movie with Brad Pitt? The button movie?
Benjamin.
Who's
afraid
of Benjamin Button? No, that's Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh.
And or What's Eating Gilbert Grape? It's What's Eating Virginia Button?
People who don't watch movies should not be referencing movies.
What's Eating Virginia Button? That's what it's called. Well, anyways, it's the Benjamin Button movie where he ages backwards. That's what this is. And this. Yes.
We'll be right back.
We're all eating Virginia Buttons.
We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Bow down to the party monster. Bow down to the party monster.
Welcome back to the pew.
Welcome back to the pew.
Welcome back to the pew. Where everything is clear now. What we want to do.
Bitches want to know.
Bitches want to know. What do they want to know?
Well, Alex Ziggyful wants to know how your teaching art therapy session worked out when you went. Remember when you went to teach the people?
It's not only once. It's every
you do
week.
it once a week, Mondays,
Yes.
right?
Yes, and in fact, they just expanded it.
They thought Michael was a horrible artist.
Yes. They actually.
Long story short.
They actually did. I don't know. I don't know who that guy is from PBS. Do you know his name?
It's some guy that teaches painting on TV.
There's a famous artist from PBS.
And it's all like landscapes
Yes.
and trees and lakes.
Pine trees and mountains and waterfalls and deer. And basically, that's all of the people in this art therapy group. The clients.
That's all they want to know how to paint.
That's all they do know how to paint, and that's all they want to know how to paint, and that's all they think anybody should paint.
So imagine when Michael comes in to show them baby zombies taking giant Rohypnol pills. They didn't think that was art.
Not only did they not think it was art, I think they thought that I was like bringing in these canvases of like junk to be painted over so they could put their mountains and trees and streams and deer on them, because they were flabbergasted, gobsmacked when they learned that I could not or would not paint landscapes of trees and mountains and waterfall and deer. And their attitude was, if you can't paint trees and mountains and waterfalls and deer, how can you call yourself an artist? And it's funny because they will paint a landscape with a tree and a mountain and a deer and a waterfall, and then their next painting will be a waterfall and a mountain and a deer and a tree, and so it's like, I have to go to the door.